So some of the things that I know that you can do is, for one, when you're little, when you made up things, you were creating. See how that was. And when you learn things, regardless if you had interest in it or not, you had understanding. That's how we learn. So regardless of how much they say this is a fixed way of things, you can see them ways, or many ways to do it. And ultimately what gets done is only one way of a fashion. So that's why every time that it's a familiar fashion of what was getting done, it's not necessarily meaning that that was the ultimate truth of what that was, though. No matter how many fashions you play out of that, because there's always more refined, intricate ways you could do things. Once you know more things in life and experiences, you're able to understand more about whatever the aspects are in life. So when you take what you know, but then you, like, part of the reason, and it's hard for everybody in this world because we're still subject to the fact of this certain way the system is, and that it is made by a rule and standard of how things are orchestrated. And the way that that is makes it super hard, actually, to do things that are natural from the spirit, from the soul. And then when we try to achieve so much, but say we are getting that in different ways, then that's good, for our benefit. But it's not like no one needs to try this hard even to get there. If we see that people have good intentions and stuff, we put them where they need to be. You know what I mean? It's just common sense. You don't need to have this long struggle to try to make something that's common sense happen. You know what I mean? Oh, I found another YouTuber online, and the thing is, he always goes, when he pauses, he has this certain dialect that I almost do. And the thing is I think I was picking up on his energy, not even knowing it, from somewhere around the world, because sometimes that person probably does a little shadow work too, and he's going through the feelings and emotions. And the thing is, how it's going through for him was almost the exact way it went through for me when I was explaining all my stuff. I seen, like, the whole basically outlook was the same, and I'm like, wow, to a T. And his mannerisms and his feelings were almost exactly, on that level of, like, what we're going through as people, of what's really going on. But the way he was explaining it too, it has to be some type of information that's circulating through the conscious field. And even if the ETs had part and play in it, we still have part and play in our own ways that we live and do things, and go about things in the day. But yeah, like, what else here? What else could I say to you about all the things that would get you to the point to be? And the thing is, I would want to see, you don't have to, more people to just like, if you have any talent that you're holding back, that you're afraid to show this world, it could be anything, or it could be many things. Like me, I have so many things, and the more I act upon them. And I remember a long time ago, I was like, when everybody went somewhere and I was alone, I acted super goofy alone, and I just let it out, and I was just having a blast, just screaming at the top of my lungs, or doing whatever, just for the hell of it, and just for like, I could, and no one was going to tell me nothing. And see, letting that out into social society, but not like to the point where, you know what I mean, you're just doing it mutually, as your normal energy would normally do it if you were never suppressed to begin with. And that's part of the process of doing all this, because there's 8 billion people on the planet, and I'm doing this for the masses too, because even the people, say in the spiritual community, everybody's on a different path, right? So the people who really have like minds to set an example and want to push for something new, and when that gets established, whether I do it or somebody else does it, whoever does it first, I would rather just join in at the point. If it's functioning on the level of pure common sense, like everything's going to be, you know what I mean? Anything that was made to hold anything either would be like biodegradable too. It wouldn't be, we're cutting out plastics, we're cutting out everything that's like that, you know what I mean, completely. And only focusing on that and putting all our work and intention on that, and then we're not going to have any output of what's not in their best interest. And if we can set the example like that and commune together and show what's real and we're capable of inside of our soul, and we are getting to now, we'll have the smarts and everything to do this. And it you know, it's really not that difficult. The difficult part, the most difficult part, is the getting together part, because everybody's everywhere. They don't know what's real or what's going to go down or what's going to happen. So I'm just saying what's going to go down is that when people, you know, unite up into a spot, if anybody has, say, enough money to do so, and then after they're there, if anybody has enough money to reach out to get more there, to just live and coincide, and then they'll be free, quite literally, and they would partake into helping, but with a certain amount of people for our own need, it doesn't take a lot of effort. See, there's millions of food that goes waste. We're only going to go by our own need, and we're going to know what that is. And as the community grows, we're going to know what more we need of it. We're not going to just madly produce a whole bunch of shit, let it go to waste, go on television, and then broadcast all this bad shit that's happening. But guess what? They created all your cars, all the streets, all everything, but they went hog wild over it, just for your want. Because, yeah, in a way, it's more efficient to get everywhere and to do, you know, some things. But that way has been going on for way too long, and we never thought there was a problem with it until now, of when it actually takes up most of the majority of space. Now people we're thinking about it, or even back then they were. But if there was just enough people that would just say enough's enough, I'm doing this for God, and I would sacrifice my time into what this is, like I would do, and then if it has enough backing and enough people are in on it and realize that it's so much easier living this way, and people are not bound down by that spot ever. They can leave whenever they want, do whatever they want, right? But the thing is that the majority of the function would want to be there anyway, because it would be something new that never before seen. Was there ever a community that lived a different way, that, you know, implemented technology, had, you know, from the United States, and went out of what it is to go into something different and create something totally new? And the thing is, with our own time and energy and resources, we help to put things first that we really need or want in our reality. And it's up to us to make that decision. And it will be so simple. There will not be this long process or anything for anything to take place. It'll just happen quick and instantaneously, like in the moment when things are seen, when you're in a flow, when things are going right, you're manifesting that flow right? You keep rolling into that, you keep going into that, and then sooner or later, you'll realize that stepping out of it and trying to think too hard about it gets you nowhere. And the thing is the reason why I reflect and do all this thinking in the day is how it can get up to what I have planned to do, of what my intentions are. And that's all I can think of is that future thing, as I'm thinking that if that doesn't happen, just say, and this world never gets to that sort of place, even if people start living differently, majority on the planet, not everybody's going to be living like that. And even if a certain majority do that, they're all over the place. So it's going to be the slow process, can't you see? When more people get together, more things get done quicker. And if we all got together, say, for a year of time, we manifest and create a whole bunch in that area, and we created something new with that, and it's something that we all can enjoy energetically and have time into to be of what we get out of it in every way. Like there's never like a party or anything you can go to that's long term. You go there and then most of your majority of days then you work. That's how that function goes. Now if you step into a function that's basically where, you know, everything can function and, you know, thrive that way. And things would be different, trust me. Things will unfold differently without this rule system. Your children, we're not going to tell them what to do. We show them, and when they're curious. And the thing is, that's why we can't use that control thing anymore. Because the thing is that they think, you know, they're suppressing the real thing at the same time that they're trying to do the right thing to acknowledge it. So they're only using half their brain because half their feeling and spirit are getting shut off at the same time of what they're trying to do here. Now, when they're creative, when they're younger, using that free energy of their natural spirit, it flows and they have so much energy and they don't get tuckered out in the brain. See? Now, in an information bank on the trajectory of your own learning of what you want, it puts it to that, you know, scale of where, you know, throughout their life of where if they affect other people, saying being mad, rather than the other person saying, oh, you can't do that, they'll just emotionally respond. And they'll realize that what they do, and it shapes them into who they are then. That's the real truth of how to learn things. And it's not just this book, and it's more than just a book, you know? And that book has meaning behind the things through life. We are not just this book with the definition. We are the living expression as what we're experiencing. That's why the Bible was documented. And the thing is that I'm trying to document this stuff because I know how real it is and what I want to stick up for here on planet Earth. And I've always been not caring too much about being around a lot of people or anything. I did have anxiety back then when I had the fear or whatever. But I overcame that. And the whole reason why is because I didn't want to accept what I was. Because things were getting really intense. And everybody around me, I just didn't know why. And it was super intense. And then all of a sudden I realized that intensity was from me trying to not be myself around people, kind of shut my energy down. But that's because of the fact of how this world treats it. And everybody, you know, basically gone through that, you know, stage of it. Now, if everybody is past that stage, or most people are now, we can start talking about, like, instead of having an organization through the government to put money into, we have trustworthy funds to put our own money into for our own causes that do get implemented and done the way that we see fit to be. Like, you know, if we needed certain supplies or certain resources of this, well, if enough people pitch their money in to get it, or not necessarily like that, but you know what I mean, it's going to be, life's still not easy, but at the same time, how much do we really need? And if we really want them things, certain things in a reality, the way we're going to go about getting them, especially through trial and error, that we only implement the things that really are clean for the planet and that do work. We already know so much on this planet. We actually truly do in this time of now, compared to the Iron Age or something. So we can take all what we know right now and use it in many different ways. But the world needs to really jump out of what's really going on, because there's no way that you're gonna say that things are gonna get better while they're orchestrating the whole time and they're in complete control of it. No matter what you say, they're gonna do what they want. So, like, if all you seriously, like, communicated, got together, said, okay, let's put all our money into something rather than all what you're going on here, put your money into a place where you all could thrive in so easily, then you have more time to do what you want. You could do more things in life. You could fulfill your soul mission. Everybody would take over for the truth. You know what I mean? Can't you see how that would happen? Because it's so hard for people to visit here. They go for a couple days, right? Then they go back straight to square one again. Can't you see, though, how that it needs to be together for a function to happen? Because no individual person, especially where the function that it's running right now in our own system, is ever going to make that happen. Because them are really big moves. No YouTuber or anything has the money to make them huge moves, kind of, in a sort of way. But you don't even really realize how little we need to actually start it and get a lot done, actually. It's a time and energy with our own hands that we could, physically, build different structural types of buildings that are eco-friendly. And, like, seriously, you think no, this is going to be so easy. Like, if you see one of them Teletubby things, or the Hobbit homes, who would go against that? I mean, in Iceland they have them things. But ultimately, that's what's probably going to happen. We're going to put the need first and see how much the soul gets back from that need being here. Because it's lacking and things are, crumbling in a way. And unless we fix certain things, we're not going to feel any better. No matter how much money you got, if you don't do the right things with the money, you just simply won't get anything out of it. Or for your future generations of people that you want to make it. And if it keeps getting worse before your eyes and harder for people to do things in this world, or, you know what I mean, things keep changing so fast and new things keep happening, and it's all going way too fast for mankind, and they're purposely doing that, and they got to stop it. Because can't you see, we're losing focus on what we need to do. There's something that is real inside of us that when you do die, that's what stays with you, not anything else. And what's with you is all your experiences through life. So regardless if you had a lot of money, what are you doing with that money? I mean, I still have like $140 on me. I've been saving. I've been eating just whatever. I've been buying some food like here and there, but not eating too much. I don't really need to. When I was younger, I never ate at all, pretty much. I didn't feel like I needed to. Probably never needed to. I would have been more of a wild type person with a real originating source that I can't deny, that I always had in me. Like, as well as I do, that you're living being what you touch and you feel. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg, but these deeper feelings and stuff and intuition of what it really is. I had this dream when I took a nap, and when I woke up, I just remember so many things happening, so many people, and it was such on another level. Like I was doing so many fucking things. Like remember that one time when I was on that big rock over there, across that road there that goes all the way back. Anyway, I was talking about the angelic kingdom because I had this one vision when I was at Bushy's a long time ago. I don't know, this one's probably deleted, that's why I want to say this, but on the side of my vision, like this, and I was sitting like this, eyes were straight open, and I had a vision, but the vision was like this in my ethereal projection, and literally my eyes were open, but yet I had a projection this way, right on the side, and it was in this like ship or whatever, and then people with really long hair, like all the way down to here, wearing these gray robes, and they're just messing around with machinery. But before then, I had this like vision later on too, that these cities, you know, and it was in a like a different dimension. But all these people, it was just a place just to get stuff done. Like and people were all just getting things accomplished, and in a way, it was no like. It was no baillessness or anything in there. Baillessness means carelessly doing something and not knowing why and realizing it's wrong. Like afterwards, but eventually you realize, you know, everybody's gonna have to.